Good morning, everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really sweet and cute tiny little wire component. It takes about 30 seconds to do and is very versatile. First, if you look at it, you can tell it is a miniature pine tree that you can put onto a cabochon design. Look how adorable that would be. It could also be used this way with a favorite bead, and then it would become a little drop component, like this. Alright? They're fun, they're sweet, they're 30 seconds to learn, and they're just adorable. So grab some wire, grab your pliers, and come make this. So depending on how long you want this little component, you can use 5, 6, 7, 18 gauge or 20 gauge round wires. I just pulled some literally out of the scrap bucket, cleaned them up, rolled them out so that they're nice and straight. These are 18 gauge at 4 inches long. This little component, I'm using 5 of these. So it'll take about 6 or 7 inches of 28 gauge is what I'm using here, but you could also use 26 gauge to make a variation in, texture. And if you're going to cluster these for little trees, then you might switch up the diameter of the base wires here so that you get a smaller, tighter tree, or you can use more of these to get a taller miniature tree. Alright, so let's get started. I've got 5 of these 18 gauge round copper wires out of my scrap bucket that I cleaned up and just rolled out. I just grab a foot at a time of the 28 gauge that I'm using here. You want to give yourself about a 2-inch lead depending on where, what you want to do with it. Tie a bead, or make a little tree trunk, or tie it onto a cabochon. So I usually just give myself a couple of inches. You're going to hold all of your weaving base wires in your fingers and just slip into the very bottom base wire, which I'll just call base wire 1. Then climbing up this little stack, this is 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you want to keep just the slightest breath of space in between them. So we'll anchor right here by making 2 single coil wraps. Then I'll jump up and I'll wrap around base wires 1 and 2, and I'll do that twice, or you could do that 3 times or once to make the tree cluster or the branch cluster in this little component thicker or thinner. I did all 2s here, but you can tell that if you do 1 and 3, you can kind of play with it yourself in your imagination and see what results you get. So to climb up the stack then, after I get 2 wraps here, I'm going to come in between wires 1 and 2. I'll move up, and now I'll make 2 wraps around wires 2 and 3. And now I'll just jump up the stack and wrap wires 3 and 4. Doing that twice. And then I'll jump up again and wrap wires 4 and 5 with 2 coils. And now I'll just go all the way back down with the same stitches, but this time moving down the stack of base wires. So to move down, I'll come in between wires 2 and 3 so that I can wrap wires 3 and 4. Sometimes you just need to keep the space in these wires open a little bit so you can get through them a little easier. And I'll make 2 wraps here. Then I'll come down the stack again, and I'll come in between wires 1 and 2 so that I can wrap wires 2 and 3. I'll come down again and wrap wires 1 and 2. And then just to give myself a little bit of a couple of wraps down here, I'll give 2 single coils right there. And everybody, if you weave, you kind of know this stair-step stitch or pyramid stitch here. So you make just one. And then I like to come down and clip the wire so that I have enough 28 gauge or 26 gauge that I can twist up into a little, into a little pin that I can either slip a bead onto, or whoop, I guess one wire already jumped out of the stack. Alright, so that's exactly what you do though. You start pulling them out. This is the favorite part of the day right here. And then we just bring the 2 free wires together, and I like to cross them to make sure that I get a real twist on them. So I cross them here. I make sure my little tree component is nice and closed down the seam. Or you could, make it a little wider, I guess. Like I said, just use your imagination and kind of vary the density of those stitches up and the length. And you can change the length as a reminder by using more or less of your base wires. I would probably, start with 5 because that just makes this little guy. So less than 5 is kind of real tiny and might not really look like anything. But if you use 6 or 7, then you get another little miniature pine that's just a couple of, stitches bigger and so forth, and a couple of smaller ones. You get it. So anyway, and then I'll show you something else that you can do with this here in a minute. So I'm just going to twist these together, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and make one more quickly, and I will go ahead and add another couple of wires so that we can make a taller miniature pine. And I'll just cut it right there. Gave myself 2 additional lengths of 18 gauge here. Gonna fan them out so that I can get through them. Remember that the more base wires you give yourself, the little longer 28 gauge you're gonna need as well. So I've still got about a foot on here, which should be plenty. So I'm going to lead with a couple of inches. I'll make a couple of single wraps right here and jump up. Gonna wrap 2. I'll jump up and wrap 2. Alright, so here's what we got, this beautiful pyramid, and I'll just start pulling the 18 gauge wires out of the stack. I'll go ahead and bring these 2 together. I like to try to just get these centered so that they look nice. That way if you're dropping a bead on it too, that it makes a nice tail. Or feather, I should say, because it kind of looks like a feather, right? And then you could actually squish these little loops down and probably feather them out. Play with that idea. Maybe that's another way to use it. They are going to be more delicate because obviously it's just a little 28 gauge um, wire component here, but if you're using it on a cabochon, that should be really great. So I just keep twisting it until I get to the end. And then here I have another one that is just a little bit longer than the two previous ones. So cute, right? Is that just not the tiniest little pine tree you've ever seen? Now wait for it. Here's the little grove of pine tree. You can make two on a cabochon. Look how completely adorable that might be if you work that out somehow. Or if you twist them together into tree-style branches for your Tree of Life designs or Tree of Life window, maybe the giant, not giant, but the bigger tree mobiles that go in the window. I've seen some beautiful artistry with people making Tree of Life designs that hang near the window as a window ornament, and it's beautiful. So those Tree of Lives are usually a lot bigger than the jewelry piece, and if you wanted to, you could start twisting these together to make small leaf branches. Look at how cute this is. Whoop. And you could start using that for your Tree of Life designs. The wall art designs. So I know some of you artists out there make those beautiful Tree of Life designs for the window, and you could twist several of these up into leaf clusters and start gathering them up that way for branches. Look how adorable that is, right? So I hope you guys get really creative with this. I had one of my viewers actually request this because she saw it on this tiny bead component here. And of course, if you're making earrings, of course, that's just cute as can be to dangle off of the little strands of beads that you can hang from your favorite earring design. So you can do something like this and have that be the last drop component on the strand of bead links. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for requesting the tutorial of this tiny component. And if you use it in any of your jewelry, please drop me a picture and a comment and let me see your beautiful creativity. All right, you guys, we'll see you for the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me a thumbs up if you did. Oh my goodness, isn't that cute? Just a little imagination thrown in before breakfast. All right, you guys, have a good day. Bye.